A lot of animals will be very happy today. The sun is coming out, and you can see right there we have a beautiful roadblock. We were driving and you just spotted one of the lions. It's a male lion. Seems to have missing of his tail, so he's one of the R5. And you can also see a balloon flying over the Masai Mara. So our lion is taking it nice and easy on the road right now with all the dampness of the ground and all the dew, which is quite muddy and wet. I'm sure our male is enjoying to sit on at least some clear ground instead of always having to have so much dew on you, because now you'll be having wetness. And I know during the day they will look out for shade, but right now it looks like he is definitely taking advantage of the open road. This is the best kind of roadblock and the best way to start the morning. You can see him right there sitting, just looking in one direction. I'm sure the others are around. With this tall grass, you just see some tails flickering. You see the tip of it, like the black part of the hair. It's a very good communication for lions. Not only the tails, but also the back of the ears, how they're usually black. So I'm sure he's also being able to see the rest of his members while they communicate through the tall grass with their tails. Looks like the balloon is getting lower. I don't know if they're trying to get a closer look of our lion, but it is one of the other activities you can do in the Masai Mara, just enjoying the scenery from up there. Rose, we agree with you. It is a pretty good start today. We will still catch up with the rest of the members and see what's going on. We left them across this road. What happened is yesterday they were again on the right side of our line. There's another plains over there, and they were much lower going towards Rongai River. They did cross from the other side and they came this way, and it looks like they're going into much more of the Rekero territory. Pam, yes, I see where you're coming from. They are pretty much used to it. The balloon service here in Masai Mara have been running for a very, very long time. As you can even see our lion right there. He is just watching the balloon. He is, clearly you can see them and hear them, but it doesn't seem to faze him. So he has seen balloons this area quite often. Every morning you do have a few balloons in the air, and I'm sure the lions is just the same way to cars we are to them. He is really much enjoying the road. I don't know what maybe he's looking at the other members. I'm trying to look through my binoculars. Yeah, I can see the other members. I don't know if they're gonna leave our other male on the road and come to another male right here. So I'm guessing this is the R5, because the boys are all scattered around and they are too also sitting on the road. I'm sure today they said, you know what, we have been cold for the last few days, having the rains just coming down in Masai Mara heavily, that they are now at least taking some now much needed break from any wet grass right there on the road. And he is not alone. He is with a female. So I don't know if this is the honeymoon we were talking about a few days ago, even yesterday. I haven't gotten to see them in their honeymoon, but I did hear that Olonkera was the one on a honeymoon. And I think this is also a female from Rekero Pride. So this is, again, we're not too far from Rekero area. It is just even like 2 kilometers. I can even hear the river from here. I know with the microphone it's a bit different, but my ears, since I'm now here in person, I can hear the river a bit, and tells us we are quite close to the river. So I'm wondering what the R5 plan is. Boys, you've come in pretty close to Chongo's territory, actually in it. And also now the females are playing two sides, because Chongo was also on a honeymoon last week, and now another Rekero female was on a honeymoon with the R5 boys. This is not unusual. Sometimes females can be very deceiving also to males, And sometimes it is maybe due to one, either they already have cubs and they just want to protect the cubs and not bring any conflict, because a male lion has to kill the cubs of another male if they're not his, and this leads to the female entering her season for mating, and also now she can give him his cubs. He is very handsome indeed. I do agree with you. Look at him sitting there. And then the nice golden sun just hitting the side, having a nice highlight. Bit of shadow, bit of highlights, very nice. And as I was saying, the females, yes, being deceiving to the males, but usually it's for a good reason. And I did remember the last time I was here, there was a female we followed into the bushes, and she's the one who had a warthog kill, and the hyenas were really trying to take it from her, but she hid it really well in the water. She had cubs because her mammary glands were very much, let's say, in use, and it's a good indicator of having young ones. And she did walk in that area, and I hear that they're still alive. They just haven't come out of that bushy area, and it's just far beyond the tree line, just going down to the river. So I do wonder if the cubs are still around, and also now having these other males, the females will be like, you know what, we're just going to deceive you. We're going to play both sides, most likely to keep the cubs alive and happy and well. And it's very, very smart. A lot of female animals have their own strategies when it comes to, one, their biggest and most important role is to, one, raise the next generation, teach them and protect them. That is number one usually for the females, and you'll see that they will do a lot, even risk their own lives to save their young ones. Even when you look at buffaloes and even look at different animals, antelopes, they really are protective. Sandile, thank you for your question. Well, actually, it hasn't. The whole conflict hasn't happened. I feel like it is kind of brewing. There's something going to be happening. I don't know if it's going to be this year, this month. You never know. But what has been happening is the R5 have been moving much, much closer into Rekero. And you already have the Rekero females, and Chongo, Kyok, their brother, usually are in this territory. And for them coming along, it's going to be quite interesting. Even last time I was talking about, it's either going to be numbers, because R5, there are 5 of them, young boys who are very dedicated, or let's say are looking to have their own pride, and you have the other males, 3 of them, but they have more experience. That's Chongo, Kyok, and I think that one is Kibogo, if I'm not wrong, if I'm pronouncing that differently, but they have more experience. So when it comes to that point, it's going to be, one, numbers or experience. That's been my biggest curiosity if any conflict does occur. It is sometimes very, I've never witnessed it in real life. I've heard stories, I've seen videos, but to see male lions fighting, and sometimes it can even become fatal, and it's usually quite sad to see, but it is a very normal thing. A new male, new genetic line needs to come in to make sure that the lion pool is more diverse. It's not just one male who is conquering all the females. So we will wait and see if that ever does happen one day. But in the meantime, so far, everything seems calm. As you can see, they're just laying down. So until that day comes, we will have to see. In the meantime, I'm going to send you from, at least now I can say, sunny Masai Mara, because it is not nice and sunny. And I wonder how the weather is looking like in South Africa. Good luck with the leopard. We always love a good leopard sighting, and I myself hope that we will get to see one, hopefully maybe this week. Who knows? I'll just leave it open to nature. We're still here with our honeymoon, and seems like this is definitely not Olankara. You can tell from the mane. Olankara has a much darker mane, but this is one of the R5 members, and I assume that he is with a Rekero female, because again, we're not too far from Rekero side. And they did mate, which was quite interesting, and it did take a bit long. And I was telling James, I think that this guy is still not as experienced as the other older males, because myself, I've never seen such a mating for so long. And would like to show you guys how long it took, and tell me what you think about it, or what you kind of saw, because I think this guy is a beginner. So let's go check out the nice highlight of these 2 lions mating. Sijui kama anajua vile nafanya. Hajui. Honestly, that was quite long, and I've seen multiple honeymoons for lions, and I was like, this is actually taking really long. I even looked around to see the other reactions from the two vehicles next to us, and I was looking around to see the reaction and be like, whoa, that's more than the 10 seconds or even 5 seconds that we're usually told about. Or it was very, very interesting. But I am just trying to put the pieces together. As I mentioned, this is an R5 boy, and he is one of the, and she's from the Rekero pride. And if you look at her belly, she seems to be either one, a really good meal, or maybe could be pregnant. I'm not so sure because I haven't seen them eat anything. Maybe she did eat when the boys were away, but with what she's doing, because it's not an unusual thing for lionesses to kind of be very sneaky with the males. She can mock estrus and him thinking that she is in heat, but maybe she is trying to keep them away from their cubs or any young ones that they might have. And as I was talking about it earlier on, there was a female from the Rekero pride, and she did hide a warthog, and when we followed her after the whole chaos with the hyenas, she went into the bushes, and you could tell that she was kind of feeding the cubs, and you can tell that from the glands, the mammary glands. And that's when I was like, okay, those cubs here, they're still alive, and maybe the females are just trying to keep the R5 away from discovering that they have any cubs, and by doing that, that's why they can even come and fake a honeymoon. The male thinks it's 100% real, but the female knows, I am doing this for the survival of the cubs. We want to make sure that you guys don't know what is really going on. Lucy, we are very excited too. I hope that the cubs will get to come out soon, and I hope that Bella too, which is a leopard that has been killing a lot of the Rekero pride's cubs, she will just take it a bit easy, give them a bit of a chance for the lions to kind of grow up. But we are looking forward to the day we get to see some baby cubs around here. Our honeymooners are here, and we will leave them, give them a bit of privacy. If you guys want to do it again for 1 minute, which I hear it was actually as long as 1 minute, was 5 boys so close to Chongo's territory, mating with the Rekero females, and also the female looking a bit distant from each other. Usually he does follow and stay very close to the female, especially in honeymoon periods. We did see them mating earlier on, so they are definitely in the honeymoon. But there is something kind of amiss with this whole how things are playing out. The R5 are around, but only 2 of the boys I've seen are in this area. Hans, thank you for your question. I know I've never seen such a long mating session, to be honest. I've seen many of them over the last few years, and that was the longest, and I had to look around for any reactions, like, am I the only one who's thinking this is kind of weird? And I was maybe even telling James that maybe he is not experienced, but it is very instinct for them to know what to do. So that one, I am very curious why it did last that long, but maybe she is kind of deceiving him, who knows. But yeah, that was a very long mating session. I do hear it was actually a minute plus, which is quite long. Usually they aim for 20 seconds, 15 seconds, very short. And yeah, that one was quite long. She's looking somewhere. I think she's just looking at some tupies, but the tupies already have seen them. The tupies in this area are not not shy with the lions. The lions usually just sit out in the open. The topies will just stare at them, give some good snorts to them to let them know, hey, we've seen you. And yeah, the topies will just stick together and not kind of leave each other's side. We did see some jackals earlier on too. Jackals like to come and check up on lions and see what they're doing, because jackals be thinking that, hey, it's a lion, they usually have a kill, let's go see if they do have something. And then when they got closer and so nothing was there, they left, which is very, very interesting. But it is a normal behavior with the jackals. No, about 4 or 5 of them. She's a very, very beautiful lioness, still looking in the direction of some topies. They're quite far away. I'm just curious why she's sitting so far from our male. Again, with honeymoon periods like this, they're usually very inseparable. The male will be following her, just one being like, she's my female, I'm mating with her, give her a lot of space. He's telling the other males like, please give her space, I'm with her. But right now, it's a bit different. I know there's no other lions in the area. The other 2 are in the tall grass somewhere, and the other 2 we haven't heard of. So that is Olankera. I haven't seen him. So I think he's still on his other honeymoon, because this is the other brother. You can see how far away from each other they are. He's not bothered. She's not anyway kind of wondering, why is he not coming closer? So it is very interesting how things are playing out here. And if Chongo guys came back right now, oh, again, that would be very, very intense. These boys are playing a bit with fire, but who knows? You have experience and you have... Hello and Jumbo, thank you for tuning in for Mara Live. We're out here in the Masai Mara, and I hope some of you are very happy to see that we do have some male lions sitting in the grass right there. I hope you can see them. You can see a bit of the outline. There are 2 heads actually. At first I thought it was just one, but at least its dance is not as effective as it was the last few days with the rain, and that it will be a nice sunny day the whole of today. That is what I'm hoping for. You can see nice open skies, a bit of clouds, but not too bad. And our boys are very much camouflaged in the grass. These boys belong to the R5, which are the brothers from Rongai Pride, but now they are known as R5, and quite legendary right now. They're doing a lot. So we're going to be keeping up with them, maybe check on a honeymoon and see what will be happening with our lions. And in the meantime, I'm going to send you over to David and Peter to tell you hello, Jumbo, and see how it's looking on the other side of the Masai Mara. David, I'm so glad you went to Bila Shaka area. I always find an excuse to say Bila Shaka Laga. Yay! I'm going to say that in a few days, so thank you, David, for going that side. We have switched over from our lying down chapatis, as even David likes to say with the lions, and we have our lioness walking towards one of the other R5 males. So in this area, let's say in a kilometer radius, there are 3 of them of the total 5. So I am curious where the other 2 are. I know they will be spotted today because they won't be very far from each other. And right now she's walking to one of the other boys. They have been in a honeymoon, but it has been very, very interesting. She keeps on giving him a lot of space. She would walk away and he would stay still and not even follow her. Usually in a honeymoon period like this, the male does always follow the female. She's the one who is in the lead. Pam, thank you so much for seeing that. I was telling James the same thing. I think she's pregnant, and I think a bit of fake estrus is going on just to keep the males away. And we just got here in time. Hey, right in time. As I was saying, there is something a bit off with this honeymoon. One, the female always walks away afterwards. She walks away from him. This is the second time we've noticed it, because today morning we did spot them, came back and forth, went and looked at the other boys, coming back, and they'll have their meeting session like this. The other one was quite long earlier on in the morning, and then should walk away and keep her distance. But she does look big, as if she is pregnant. And for lionesses, it's not very uncommon for them to fake estrus, and they do this usually, one, to protect their cubs, because they usually don't want the males to think that they have their other cubs with another male. The cubs. Oh, look at her, she's coming really close to us. She likes Big James. She's really close to the car. James, I don't know how you're able to do that angle. It's really close, huh? There we go. She's walking. I don't know if she's sat down. Actually, yes, she is now looking around. So there's something different to this honeymoon, as I was saying. I think she is faking estrus to keep these boys away from their current cubs. And a few weeks ago, even I think last month, she, one of them was with cubs. You could even tell from her mammary glands and everything that she was definitely having cubs, and I hear they're still alive. So with these boys being around, if they ever did find those cubs, they would kill them. And it's very sad, but that's just how it is. It's the way lions do their politics. But right now, it's gonna be quite interesting. Chongo was in a honeymoon period with also another Rekero female. I don't think it's the same one here. And that's what we're waiting to see, because these boys, oh my gosh, they're becoming bigger and they're gonna be looking to have their own territory. And you're still having other big males that have this pride. You're having Chongo and his brothers. So you can imagine it's gonna be quite interesting if they did decide to have a bit of a fight or anything, but we'll have to see when that happens. Sabrina, thank you for your question. Yes, it can very much happen, because what you see is the mammary glands are kind of preparing, like her body is ready for the cubs. And that can be very possible in such a case. That's what I'm wondering. There's something definitely going on here with the lions. Her stomach is really big. I don't think it's something she's eaten. And again, I'm trying to put the pieces together like a whole puzzle. There is something off. And I don't know why Chongo guys are. They need to know that there are other males in their territory. And those guys are much older. So what I keep on talking about is numbers versus experience. So until that day comes when, if it does happen, again, I'm just speculating, it's going to be really interesting. It might be very brutal. But at the moment, everything looks quiet. I haven't even seen the other Rekero females. I know they're in this area. As you can see, even James is showing us. She's just right in front of us. Oh, bless you. And you see she walks away from him after the honeymoon, or like, let's say, the session. And right now I'm just like, yeah, there's something off. Usually she will sit, take a nap next to him. Like even last time with Chonga and one of the other Rekero females, he was so nice to her. He would groom her and they'll sit next to each other. He wouldn't leave her side. But this one is a bit different, so I think it is a fake. Burkenge, a good monitor lizard. It's always nice to see them. They're very interesting. I love the colors on their skin. We are still keeping up with the whole lion drama, politics, whatever is happening. So you can see one male walking towards. This is not the honeymoon male. The honeymoon male had much bigger mane, and he is just walking over towards the other brother. And we just want to see their whole interaction, because lions are very social animals. So there's a lot happening here. We followed the female to the bush. We said, okay, we're going to leave her and drive away. And as we were driving, we see now another male walking towards the honeymoon male, because they both are 5, I'm sure. They can see each other, and usually with lions, what I like to see is how they greet each other, how they bond, again, being very social, and even them being the brothers, 5 of them. Right now there are 3 in this whole area. They having a bond is going to be really beneficial to them, especially when it comes to hunting and just being together as one. You don't want to be having your brother and you have a lot of drama between you. You always have to squash it. But with these guys, I'm sure they always have their inner drama. Family is family. But at the end of the day, they are very much brothers. They really care for each other. Blood is thicker than water. So this is what I want us to see, if they will greet each other in maybe in a way of like, oh, it's you again, or is it gonna be like, hey brother, it's me? So that's what I want to see, if which option or which way they're gonna greet each other. But again, being very social, they do So the other one is hiding actually in the tall grass. So I don't know if he's gonna pass him. He's kind of, it looks like he's in a playful position. I don't know if you guys can see just beyond the termite mound. You're gonna see a bit of like very light hair, the mane. Let's just follow the termite mound, go straight a little bit. He's also spotted him. He's looking at each other, and maybe they might not even greet each other. Sometimes some lions, their bond is like, okay, hey, how you doing? Okay, cool. And then sometimes it's like very, very affectionate. So I want to see today what kind of bond we're dealing with here with the two brothers. So the one standing actually is the one missing half of his tail. It was the one I saw earlier on the road. Here we go. It's time to say hi to your brother. He's wondering, where's your wife? The brother's like, she's lying to me. She's in fake estrus. That's what I'm trying to imagine if they're saying. You see that? That's how they always greet each other. I love it. Rose, I love it too, especially with lions, even elephants. All of the animals, when they come together, they have the same emotions as us. Of course, you'll miss your brother if I haven't seen you in a couple of hours because they're always together. But yeah, now look at that. They just, a small little headbutt. And now they're together. They're looking for the other brother who I know will join them. It's always good for them to be in numbers, and especially being in another lion's territory. You don't want to be just sitting alone. You want to have your brothers with you. You know, you have backup. And the tough one is with Halftail. He is going to be having a lot of struggle trying to swat away flies because he is missing majority of his tail. Another brother is still there sitting on the ground, but I do know with how the sun is coming down. You know, it's almost like rain for us. It's just like heat. Now, instead of it being rain, it's heat. And I know this lion will be looking for some shade, just the way our lioness did. And that was great. Yay. We got to see a nice lion kind of mini reunion. Both brothers saying hi to each other. And I don't know why he's not feeling hot, but I know he will definitely move to a shade area.